ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात् कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः। Please repeat.
अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानम्
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानम्
आत्मानम् अवसादयेत्
नात्मानमवसादयेत्
आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः
आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः
आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः
आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः
बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य
बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य
येनात्मैवात्मना जितः
येनात्मैवात्मना
अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे
अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे
वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत्
वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत्
जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य
जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य
परमात्मा समाहितः
परमात्मा समाहितः
शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु
शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु
तथा मानापमानयोः
तथा मानापमानयोः.
So starting from this shloka number 5, Bhagavan emphasizes here Atma Vishwasa, Atma Kripa, Atma Vishwasa, Atma Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, Guru Kripa, Shastra Kripa, all the Kripa Anugrahas are important. But equally Atma Kripa also. One must have Kripa, the Vishwasa, Shraddha in oneself. And that is displayed by the Prayatna effort. So therefore, Uddharet, Atmana, Atmanam Uddharet, Atmanam na avasadayet. Here Atma meaning this Sharira Mana Sankata, which is given, which is a property, it has been entrusted to you. So being a trustee, this being entrusted, therefore trustee. Therefore use that properly. Don't abuse that. Using appropriately, Uddharet. You get lifted up. So therefore self-mastery over the usage, the application of this body, mind, sense complex. And that is what is emphasized here. So mastery over Sharira Manasangata, over the Shariram, the mind, as Indriya, as well as Indriya. Karanchikani Vedranat Swayambhuhu Indriyas. They are outward. Always it is outward, extrovert, goes out, then you cannot sit for meditation. Therefore, one should know when to let out the Indriyas and when to withdraw. And similarly, Shariram also. The Shariram and mind. Therefore, we call Shama Dhamma. Mastery over mind. Shama, mastery over sense organs. Dhamma, which includes the body also. Body is a big sense organ. Sparsha. Therefore, Prayatna and Prarthana. Here, Prayatna is emphasized. That is the Kripa. Therefore, Uddharet, lift yourself up. Yourself by yourself. This is given to you. You are using, you are the owner. Therefore, this is since being used by you, therefore you have to know to use it properly. Therefore you can only make it work as you wish. Therefore since it is entrusted to you and since you operate it, therefore others have no say over it. Therefore you work on yourself. Atmana Atmanam Uddhare. Lift yourself up by yourself. So you only can do. There is no one who can help in lifting yourself. Nobody can help. You can lift yourself by yourself. So therefore here mastery is talked about, which is important for dhyanam, that nididhyasanam. So therefore lift yourself by yourself. Even if there are any obstacles come, don't let you down. Na atmanam avasadayet. There will be a number of obstacles coming in the way. Adhyatmikatapa, adibodhikatapa, adidevikatapa, different tapa, pratibandhas are bound to come. Let these obstacles be your stepping stones to success. So therefore, don't let yourself down. Don't have low self-esteem. Why? Because Atma eva Atmanaha Bandhu. This is your friend, and this also is your enemy. If you handle it properly, this will become your friend. If you mishandle it, misappropriate it, then it becomes your enemy. This Atma becomes your friend If you handle it properly, this Atma becomes your enemy. If you mishandle it, or if you fail to handle it, or if you don't handle it, Atma becomes enemy. Friend means what Atma? Here it is not Satchitananda Atma. Atma meaning this body. Sharira Mana Sangata. One word Atma means this Sharira Mana Sangata. Therefore, have Viveka. Viveka Yuktaha San. Make use of this Sharira Mana Sangata. Apply your buddhi. Use it appropriately. Not let it not be used or abused by your impulse, sense impulses. Therefore, Viveka is important. Let the mind let the mind be educated, let the mind be well informed, so that you can lift yourself by yourself. So Viveka is required. So Viveka Yukta, this Atma, the mind, becomes your friend when it is endowed with Viveka. If Viveka is not there, Aviveka will act like an enemy, and therefore that will bring it down. So Viveka. So therefore Viveka, Shamaha, Damaha, ultimately is Sadhane Chatushtaya Sampatti. That is what is talked about. This one has to cultivate. Be a Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannaha. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannaha Bhava. So lifting yourself by yourself means that is only through the Viveka Buddhi. Viveka Buddhya Atmanam Atmana Antakaranam. Lift yourself. Atmana Antakaranena Uddhare. Therefore, the mind has to be discriminative. Viveka Yuktaha Manaha San Atmanam Uddhare. Therefore, the mind has to be well informed, the mind has to be educated. That mind and therefore that body, that senses, because all the body and senses are all commanded by the mind. Therefore, that mind becomes your enemy. That mind becomes your friend. That mind becomes your friend when the body senses obey the mind. When the body sense obey the mind, and the mind obeys you. When doesn't, then becomes your enemy. That becomes a cause for your destruction. Destruction in the sense, shift from the spiritual pursuit, moksha, purushartha. That is a destruction. Destruction is not the physical destruction. Enemy is not the real enemy. It is an enemy, means it's a pratibandha. It is a pratibandha. It takes you away from the pursuit, the moksha pursuit. If you are mumukshu, it takes you away. That is the idea. Then bandhu, atmanaha tasya, for the person whose this atma, sharira manasangata, is well disciplined by this antakaranam, that is viveka yukta antakaranam, the mind which is discriminative for him. This body mind sense complex becomes bandhu, it becomes his friend. Whereas for the one who has not mastered this, yena atmaiva atmanajitaha, whereas for the anatmanaha, for the one who has not mastered, anatmanaha is ajitatmanaha. The body, mind, senses are not mastered by whom? It's a Bhagavad Samata. Ajitatmanaha. For them, Shatrutve Varteta Atma Shatruvat. Atma is Antakaranam Shatruvat, like an enemy. It will Varteta, it will be an enemy. Like an enemy, it will be an enemy to you. So therefore, here Atma is Antakaranam. Atma is Antakaranam. In fact, Antakaranam, that is what Antakaranam, only mind alone cannot be there. Mind with the body, mind senses. Mind operates through the body, mind operates through the senses. So, therefore, handling the mind, therefore, self-mastery, that is what is talked about. How it is handled, for which handling the mind. ending the raga dvesha. That is what karma yoga is all about. That is what this karma yoga. So, Bhagiranga sadhana, karma yoga. So that the physical body, the mind and senses, all these are the karana, the instruments, let it function in harmony, keeping in mind the moksha, the goal. So when they function harmoniously, keeping in goal in the mind, then that becomes your bandhu. By that, uddaret atmanam atmana iti. If it is mastered, then it is your friend. If it is not, if the mind is not mastered, if the mind doesn't obey you, then it becomes your enemy. So therefore, managing the mind is managing the entire the world. The world is managed. Managing the family, managing the relation, managing the job, what everything. If you manage yourself, you can manage others. So management is through self-management. Managing the all the other activities in keeping with one's varna, ashrama, or one's role in the family, in the society. All this can be managed if one can manage oneself. Therefore, self-management is the self is the first thing. Is important. So for self-mastery, anatmanaha, for the one who is not able to manage this for him, it will be a shatru. The same thing will become a shatru. The same thing becomes the bandhu for the one who knows how to manage. The same thing becomes a shatru for who doesn't know how to manage it. He mismanages, and therefore it's like a shatru, enemy. It pulls him down. Therefore, the instruction given, na avasadayet, don't let it pull you down. Then jitatmanaha prashantasya jitaha atma yena saha. Atma is antakaranam. Jitaha atma antakaranam yena saha. This one who has conquered antakaranam, the body, mind, senses, is called jitatmanaha. Prashantaha, prashantasya, who enjoys calm and composed antakaranam, the mind. So more composed, the more the person composed is, the person is sane person, is a person is ready for this jnanam. That person becomes a yogi purusha for the pursuit of jnanam, moksha. For such a person, paramatma samahitaha, this param, the word, if you connect to samahitaha, param samahitaha, atma param samahitaha, the word param, when it is connected with samahitaha, it can be connected with samahitaha or atma. So therefore, two meanings possible. Shankaracharya connects the param to atma. So param is Brahma. So Brahma is Atma, the one who knows, who recognizes Paramatma as Atma, Param Atma Bhavati. For him, for such a person, Jitatmanaha Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitaha Shitosha Sukha Dukteshu. For him, Samahitaha is composed in all situations that are opposite in nature. Dvandva, Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Labha, Alabha, Mana, Apamana is the same person in all situations who has recognized that Param Brahma to be Atma, myself, is the same person, all situations. This is a palam, this is a result. Param Samahitaha Atma or Paramatma Samahitaha. If you take Samagitaha, Samyak Agitaha, and Samyak Agitaha, Paramatma. Paramatma is for the one with Antakaranam, is mind. Param, always. Atma Samagitaha Bhavati, with regard to Chita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Mana, Apamana, is Samagitaha, his mind is tranquil, always, Atma, Antakaranam is always tranquil, is always in composed stage. It's always composed. Therefore, Jitatmanaha Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitaha. Therefore, Shitosha Sukha Dukkeshu Tata Manapa Manayoho. So, you can interpret either way. For the one who is Jitatmanaha Prashantaha Paramatma Samahitaha, for the one who has conquered his senses, who enjoys Prashanta Chitta, and whose mind is Samahitaha, whose mind is always Samahitaha, Param Atma Antakaranam Samahitaha, with regard to Chita Ushna Sukha Dukkha Tata Manapa Mana Yogo, is always composed. Mind enjoys always composure. This is one meaning. If you take Atma to be Atma and Param to be Brahma, then Chidatmanaha Prashantaha Samagitaha Samyat Agitaha, the one who is integrated together for that person, for that person, and Param Atma, Brahma is Atma, the one who has understood, who has recognized that Param Brahma to be Atma, is same with regard to Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Mana, Apamana, is not disturbed by the Dvandva, the pairs of opposites. Situation do not disturb him. Iti, that meaning also can be given. So two meanings are possible. Shankaracharya says, Sakshat Atmatvena Vartate. That is the meaning he takes. That is, it connects the Param to Atma. So Param Atma is Sakshat Atmavavena Vartate. Agam Brahma Atma iti sada sama vartate. For that person, these pairs of opposites cannot be the disturbing factors. Iti. Up to this we have seen in the last class. Now, the next shloka we will read. So in all this shloka, this Atma Vishwasa, Prayatna, these are emphasized. So Prarthana and Prayatna, both are important. So Prayatna, that's what is called Atma Kripa. Atma Kripa. Only when you have Atma Kripa, then only Ishwar Kripa is possible. Without Atma Kripa, there is no Ishwara Kripa, there is no Guru Kripa, there is no Shastra Kripa also. So the first Kripa is Atma Kripa. That is in the form of Atma Vishwasa and Prayatna. That is the emphasis in these shlokas. Then the next shloka, 8th shloka, we will read. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma.
Jnana Vijnana
Triptatma.
Kutasto Vijitendriyaha.
Kutastho Vijitendriyaha.
Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi.
Yukta Ityuchyate
Yogi.
Samaloshtasmakanchanaha.
Samaloshtasmakanchanaha.
So, Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastaha Vijitendriyaha Yogi Yuktaha Yogi iti Uchyate. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, and it is that is the word yogi. Yogi here means jnani ityartha. Yogi means jnani. So the palam is talked about. In the palam, which was talked about in the previous shloka, it is continued here. So continuing the palam, Bhagavan says here, a yoga rudaha, a jnani becomes triptaha, satisfied with what? Satisfied with himself. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. Here Atma means mind. Atma is Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, not Sachidananda Atma. Atma is mind. The Antakaranam, which is Vijnanam, as this knowledge, Vijnanam, wisdom, the Antakaranam is Truptaha. Truptaha Atma. Truptaha Atma Truptaha means Atma is satisfied. What Atma is satisfied? Sachidananda Atma. No. Atma meaning Antakaranam, the mind. That means the person is satisfied. How is satisfied? By what is satisfied? By Vijnanam. Vijnanena Truptaha. And Vijnanam with regard to what? Jnanam. Jnanam is Atma, Atma. So the one who is satisfied in the knowledge of Atma. The one whose mind, Atma here, Atma is Antakaranam, whose mind is Truptaha, satisfied with regard to Vijnanam, the knowledge of Jnanam, Atma. That meaning we can take Jnana Vijnana Trupta Atma, referring to the person who is satisfied with who is satisfied in the knowledge of the Atma. So Jnana Vijnana Truptaha. Sanjata Alam Pratyaya Alam. Yes, the sense of satisfaction. Yes, sense of satisfaction, adequacy, completeness in himself. This person is always happy with whatever comes. Therefore, only Shitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu Tatha Manapamana Yogo is satisfied with himself. These pairs of opposites, they belong to Anatma. Therefore, they don't disturb him because he is Triptaha, satisfied with himself. So, therefore, he's not after anything. Therefore, these pairs of opposites, Dvandva, since he is not after, therefore, they don't touch. Even if it comes in the Vyavahara, he is also not disturbed because he has got Nishta in this Jnanam. He has got Tripti. So that Tripti, that completeness, that Purnatvam cannot be disturbed by Anatma Vishaya. If it is disturbed by Anatma Vishaya, then Anatma must be stronger. He knows all these Anatmas are Nama Rupa. They are just in name and form. So therefore, it cannot touch this person. Therefore, he is Kutastaha. Therefore, he is Kutastaha, is changeless, immovable, not moved by anything. Kutastaha. Kutastaha means changeless. Kutasta Chaitanyam is a use of Kutasta Chaitanyam in Panchadashi. Kutasta Chaitanyam. Kutasta means anvil. Anvil is the is a metal metallic thing. It's a huge metallic piece, which is used by the iron smith, which is used for shaping the iron rods, iron pieces. The iron rod is heated and it is brought into some required shape by hammering it, by placing it on the anvil, by hammering it, and you place it on the anvil and hammer it. What happens to the anvil? Anvil doesn't get changed. Anvil remains as it is. The metal which is hammered, for which this anvil is a support. So the metal changes, but anvil remains unshaken, not moved. That is what Kutastaha. Bhashyakara says, Aprakampyaha. It doesn't shake. Kutastaha. It remains it remains as it is. So for any change to happen, any change happening to the iron, this anvil is the base. Similarly, for any change to happen, you need Adhishtanam Atma. Without Atma, the change is not possible. Atma doesn't undergo any change. Anything you observe, and that what you observe, it has the Adhishtanam and Atma, and the change happening, for that also Adhishtanam is the Atma. Therefore, Atma is the Adhishtanam. It is like the Kutastha, the anvil. Therefore, the change is not there for the Atma. For the change, that Atma is the Adhara Adhisthana. Without having Atma as Adhishtanam, there is no change possible. In the Buddhi, the thoughts change. The Pratyaya comes and goes. The Vritti comes and goes. Change happening. How do you know the change? Because Atma is the Sakshi, Kutastha Chaitanyam. It witnesses all the changes, but it doesn't undergo any change. That's why it's like an anvil. Anvil supports all the changes, but doesn't undergo any change. Therefore, like anvil, like the anvil, Atma is, the Atma doesn't undergo any change. Therefore, Kutastaha iti. Then Vijitendriyaha, Jitani, Indriyani, Yena Saha, referring to the person who has mastered his sense organs. This Vijitendriyaha, Jitatmanaha frequently comes. That is the emphasis of self mastery, mastery over the mind. So Vijitendriyaha, the one who has mastered over the Indriyas, Dami ityartaha, Dami. And Yuktaha is integrated person, is an integrated person. So Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, Kutastaha, Vijitendriyaha, Yuktaha iti Uchyate Yogi. And Yogi, that person, the Jnani, integrated person, who is Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, Kutastaha, Jitendriyaha, is Samaloshtash Makanchanaha. He has the vision of Atma. Therefore, for him there is Samadrishti, Brahmadrishti with regard to everything. So therefore, Samaloshta Shmakanchanaha, Samaloshta Ashma Kanchanaha. So therefore, for him, Loshta, Ashma, and Kanchana all are same. Loshta means a clump of the earth, the clay, and Ashma stone and gold. All these are same for that person. They are nothing but Namarupa. It doesn't give reality to Namarupa. Namarupa is as the Adhishtanam in Brahma. So therefore Brahma Sat, which is Adhishtanam, that Brahma Drishti has, and therefore this Namarupa what can do? Therefore, for him, the changing doesn't cause any change in the person, in the vision, in the drishti of this person. Therefore, he has got Samadrishti, Brahma Drishti. Samaloshtash Makanchanaha. For this person, yogi, to this yogi, the cloud of the clay or the stone and gold are same. Samatva Bhava. Samatva Bhava. He has got same. He has got sameness. Sameness means not that he treat everything as same. He doesn't value anything more than what it deserves. These cannot be the source of his Ananda. The source of Ananda is Atma. Therefore, he will have objective outlook with regard to this. Gold has value in Vyavahara. Stone and clay doesn't have value. But Jnani knows everything is Brahma. Therefore, he will have objective approach with regard to this, and this cannot be the source of Ananda, because gold has got value. Not that he runs after gold, because it is not going to give him Ananda, because he is Ananda. Similarly, the clay also. So one gold has value, and clay doesn't have value. So both, with regard to both, he has got Samadrishti. Both cannot touch this person. Both cannot bring a change in its Swarupa Ananda, because Ananda is Swarupa. So therefore, he has got Samatva. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Therefore, this cannot create any Ragadvesha, because Ragadvesha, everything, yes, successfully handled, managed, and he has gained Jnanam. Therefore, Yogi, Jnani, for him, these are nothing but, all these are same. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavyastini. Shunischaiva Shapake cha, Panditaha Samadarshinaha, the same. Samadarshanam. Sarvatra, Ishvara Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam. Ishvara is everywhere. Brahma is everything. Therefore, whether it is in the form of Loshta or Ashma or Kanchana, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for this person. Therefore, he is not after any of them. There is no pravritti for Kanchana. There is no nivritti even for Loshna. Neither attraction nor aversion with regard to this. Who? This yogi, this jnani. That is the palam. That is the palam, samaloshta, ashma kanchana. Therefore, he is able to handle the situations successfully. The situation really doesn't cause any disturbance. He say, here the word jnana vijnana triptatma, that jnanam is the word jnanam and vijnanam. Vipurvaka jnana vijnana. So what is jnana vijnanam to be understood? What is taught, what is conveyed by the words of the Shastram? That is called jnanam. Now, jnanam meaning knowledge that is gained through the words of the Shastram. That is jnanam. Brahma asti. Shastram says Brahma asti. Brahma is. That is jnanam. What is a pramanam for astitvam of Brahma? Shastram is a pramanam. So Brahma asti. It is paroksha jnanam. It is paroksha jnanam. Brahma asti. Like any other knowledge, it is Brahma asti. Then that Brahma is myself. That knowledge is called vijnanam. Wisdom. In English, we say wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom. Brahma asti paroksha jnanam jnanam. That Brahma agam asmi iti jnanam aparoksha jnanam. So aparoksha jnanam is that Brahma agam asmi without any pratibandha. The clear vision, the clear knowledge, that aparoksha jnanam, that is called vijnanam, wisdom. So therefore that knowledge, what is gained through the Shastram, now by Shravanam, by Mananam and Nididhyasanam, it becomes Vijnanam. The knowledge gained through the operation of the Shastra Pramanam, that knowledge is assimilated and it becomes Vijnanam, that Brahma Agamasmi, by Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Mananam for remove the Samshaya. Nididhyasanam for removing Viparita Bhavana. But if the person is Adhikari, then it is not required. Shravana Matrena Jnanam. That Paroksha Jnanam becomes Aparoksha Jnanam. The moment he hears a Shastram, knowledge happens. Therefore, Paroksha Jnanam becomes Aparoksha is not that Shastram teaches Paroksha Jnanam first, and that Paroksha Jnanam has to be converted into Aparoksha. It is not like that. It is always Aparoksha only. It is always Aparoksha. But it is Paroksha for the unprepared, for the Anadhikari. He has to discover that Brahma Agam Asmi. Shastram says Agam Brahma Asmi. That Jnanam, when it is fraught with vagueness, doubts, then it is called Jnanam. If it is free from doubts, be free from errors, the habitual errors, that samshaya, viparita bhavana, agita jnanam, that is called vijnana. So, and that is what is called atmanubhuti, converting the jnanam into anubhava, vijnana, that's called atmanubhuti. And that is anubhuti, experience. They say experience. What experience? Experience, there is no really experience. Every experience it's Brahma experience only. So experience means that obstacles free jnana. And that is, for that only they use the word anubhuti. Aparoksha anubhuti. Aparoksha, it is aparoksha. And anubhuti of that. It is always anubhuta. It is always experienced. It is not something to be experienced. Every experience is because of which, that knowing that is what is called atmanubhuti. That is called vijnana. So it is not a special experience. The experience is there. The experience of Brahma, in fact, in every experience, Brahma is. Brahma, because of Brahma only, all the experiences are. So understanding that Brahma clearly, without any obstacle, that is called Atmanubhuti, that is called Vijnanam. So Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. Iti. That meaning also we can take. Jnanam meaning Paroksha Jnanam. And what has been heard from the Shastra, which remained in the beginning as Paroksha, because of the growing clarity, that becomes Vijnanam. Tena triptaha bhavati yaha saha jnana vijnana triptatma, referring to the person. Is kutastaha vichitendriyaha yuktaha san, is an integrated person. It means his vision and his conduct all are in alignment. So he has got clear vision, integrated person. So he is a complete person. He is a complete person. Yuktaha. There is no split in this person. Split in the vision and split in his action. So he is an integrated person. So first, Saha yogi iti uchyate. Samaloshta makanchanaha also referring to the person. He is samaha loshta ashma kanchanaha. With regard to all this, he has got samatva buddhi. He has got samatva buddhi. So therefore, samaloshta ashmakanchanaha is Bhagavad Samata. Loshtam cha ashma cha ashman shabda. Ashma nakaranda shabda. So loshtam cha ashma cha kanchanam. Kanchanaha. Kanchanam is napumsakalinga. Then here it is pullinga. Therefore it is Bhagavad Samasa. So loshtam cha ashma cha kanchanam cha loshma loshma kanchanani. It's a dvandva samasa. So samani loshma kanchanani. Yasya saha yogi samaloshtashmakanchanaha. Saha yogi, that yogi is called samaloshtashmakanchanaha. Is sama, is drishti, is vision, is sama, is same with regard to loshta ashma kanchana. All these words are referring to that person, yogi, jnani. Is same with regard to this iti. Therefore the palam of jnanam is talked about. Then what about his attitude? With regard to the objects of the world, Loshta Ashma Kanchana is fine. But what about his attitude? With regard to the people? With regard to the people, Samatvam, Samabuddhi with regard to the objects itself is difficult. We don't look upon Loshta and Kanchana as same. We are after Kanchana. So, that with regard to objects itself, Samatva Buddhi is difficult. Then what to talk about the Samatvam, with regard to the people? With regard to the people with whom we have different relations. Relationships are the sources of worry. How does the jnani handle that? That is said in the next shloka. Let us read the shloka number 9. Suhrun mitra ryudasina madhyastha dvesha bandhushu. One word.
सुगृन्मित्रार्युदासीन मध्यस्तद्वेष्य बन्धुषु
Sadushvapi cha papeshu.
साधुष्वपि च
आदिष्वपचा
पापेषु
पापेषु
Samabuddhir vishishyate.
समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते.
समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते.
So, in the previous shloka, Shitoshna Sukha Tata Mana Yogo, then Ashmaloshta Kanchaneshu Samaha, the same thing is talked about with regard to the people, the relations. Suhrun, Suhrut, this Suhrut, Sandhi, Suhrut. Suhrut means the one who helps you without expecting anything in return. It's called Suhrut. Suhrut, Hridaya. He has got Sushtu Hridayam. So, Suhrut. So, therefore, who helps without expecting anything in return? Selfless person. Suhrut. Then Mitra. Mitra is friend. So, who reflects my attitude, whose response is who responds to my action and reaction, who is that matches, reciprocates my attitude and my response. Those people only you can have as friends. You have as friends, therefore friend. So it's matching, frequency matching, friend. Then Mitra, then you have to split Mitra, Hari and Udasina. Hari, not Hari. Hari, if you say Vishnu, but here it's a Shatru, enemy. One who is hostile to me, who always tries to harm me. Hari. Then Udasinaha. Udasinaha is the person is Udasi, neutral. Udasinaha is neutral. He neither joins this side or that side. He is always a witness. Udasinaha. Madhyastaha. Madhyastam. It means the person is Madhye Tishtati. Madhyastaha. So Udasinaha, Madhyastaha. Madhyastaha who doesn't take sides, who cares for both the sides, who stands by the side of Dharma. Madhyastaha. So he's an arbitrator. So is the person who is interested in the truth, in the welfare of both. Therefore, he doesn't take sides, and therefore is acceptable to both sides. That is Madhyastha. So Udasina, Madhyastha, there is a difference. Udasina neither joins both sides and he just watches. Madhyastha is acceptable to both. That's the difference between Udasina and Madhyastha. Then Dveshya. Dveshya is one Dvishdhatu. Dvesha, the one who is detestable, deserves to be hated, detestable. He arouses disgust in people, dveshya. So by seeing him, naturally you get dvesha, therefore detestable dveshya. Then bandhu. Bandhu is bandavaha, relatives, blood relatives, or any other relatives, they are related to you, bandhu. So bandhus, dvesha bandhushu. Then further, the second line it is given sadhushu, sadhus, good people, sadhus. Sadhus, good people. Sannyasi also we can take, but sadhu is good people. Sadhu, people who follows the shastram, who are dharmika. They are sadhavaha, good people. Papeshu, papeshu, referring to the people who follows that are prohibited by the shastram. Sadhus are those who do karma in keeping with the shastram, who follows the injunctions of the shastram, therefore dharmika, whereas papis who follows that which are not appropriate, they go against the shastram, they perform nishiddha karma. Shastra Vigita karma performed by sadhus. Shastra nishiddha karma performed by these people, papis. So papaha asya asti iti. Papaha asya asti iti. Papaha, referring to the people only. The papa, the word, referring to the person. Papeshu, who commits papam. Papam punyam is only known only from the Shastram. Shastram is the Pramana. So, therefore, who doesn't follow Shastram, who doesn't act as per the Shastram, Dharma Shastram, is called a Papa, Papi. So, therefore, both. Samabuddhi Vishishyate. Bhagavan Krishna says here, with regard to all of them, the Jnani, the Yogi, which is said in the previous shloka, that you have to connect. Yogi, with regard to all, Surinmitra Yudasena Madhyastha Dvesha Bandhushu, Sadhushu Api, Papeshu, Yogi has got Samabuddhi, Samatta Buddhi, Samatta Buddhi, he has got, therefore Saha Vishishyate, therefore he excels. He has got Samatta Buddhi with regard to all these people. He doesn't, this person, this yogi is non-judgmental, doesn't judge people, is non-judgmental. Only when you are non-judgmental, then only you accept. Then only you accept the person without defining them. Generally, our approach in the Vyavahara is we define the person and then interact. We create an image of the person, thinking that image to be real. We deal with the person who is real. So the image is unreal. The image of the person what we created is unreal. And the person with whom you are handling the Vyavahara is real. So you're not dealing with the real person. You are dealing with the unreal person, the created image, and the person is the real person is the receiver of your reaction. Is a receiver. This is what we do. Ajnani is, but Jnani is not like that. He has got samatta buddhi. He is non-judgmental. Because he is not judgmental, therefore is free. Because he enjoys freedom, therefore is non-judgmental. He has got equal samatta buddhi, equal vision with regard to regardless of the profession or status. Doesn't see the background. Doesn't see the background. Is non-judging person. Therefore, is neither is neither is neither. There is no person whom he appreciates or he dismisses. He treats a person without defining them. So, and because he is free, therefore is not judgmental. Ajnanis are not free. They have got agenda to act. Therefore, they are judgmental. Therefore, they look upon the people with some agenda, and therefore the action and the reaction are different. Therefore, they suffer. They are judgmental. So for them, all these are different. That they have a protocol how to deal with all these people. Whereas for Jnani, all these are same. All these people are same only. Brahma Eva, Brahma Drishti. In spite of the status doesn't create division in his vision. Brahma Darshanam. Therefore, the status, the social status, the profession, all these things doesn't matter. That doesn't create any division in his equal vision, in his samatta buddhi. Therefore, samabuddhihi vishishyate. Samabuddhihi. Here the samabuddhihi referring to the jnani. Jnani who has got the buddhi, the vision, which is samabuddhihi. Samabuddhihi. Yasya saha. Samabuddhihi. Samabuddhihi is Strilinga. But here it is you're qualifying the yogi. So yogi samabuddhihi. Samabuddhihi yasya saha samabuddhihi. So it is declined like Harishabda. Buddhihi samabuddhihi. Yogi samabuddhihi. Saha yogihi. Saha yogi vishishyate. Saha yogi vishishyate. That yogi is who has got samatta buddhi is vishishyate. Vishishyate means vimuchyate ityartha. Is free. There's another pata Veda is in some other text, Samabuddhihi, Gita only, Samabuddhihi, Vimuchyate iti. There is a Pata Veda, Patantaramasti. Sadhushvapicha Papeshu, Samabuddhir, Vimuchyate. There's a Pata Veda. Shankaracharya says in the commentary, Vishishyate, Vimuchyate iti. Vimuchyate we can take. The one who has Samatta Buddhi, Saha Vimuchyate, he is free, becomes free. If he is already free, he is free. Vimuchyate. Jivan eva muktaha san maranatanantaramapi muktaha eva sa vimuchyate. Vimuchyate, therefore vishishyate. Because he is free, therefore he excels. Because of his non-judgmental. He is non-judgmental because of jnanam. He is non-judgmental with regard to himself, with regard to others. He has got the vision of Atma, therefore non-judgmental with regard to himself, and therefore the Atma is everything. Therefore, how can he be judgmental with regard to others? Therefore, Jnani is free from any sort of the friction, any sort of problems, which the possibilities are there when it comes to handling these people, opposite people. Sugurun Mitra, Udasina, Madhyastha, Dvesha Bandhushu, Jnani doesn't have problem in handling them. So therefore, Jnani is free from all this. Therefore, Vishishyate, therefore Vimuchyate iti. Then, so this is the Palam. So the Palam with regard to The phalam is talked about the previous shloka, that is his vision, samatva buddhi with regard to the objects of the world. Now then his attitude, his vision, how he handles the relations of the world, that is said in this shloka, ninth shloka, samatva buddhi. Then from the next shloka onwards, from the ninth shloka onward, since this chapter is Dhyana Yoga, therefore the preparation for meditation is going to be talked about. It's going to be talked from the next shloka, from the ninth shloka to 13th shloka is preparation for dhyanam. What are the preparations to be made for dhyana? Which is the preparatory steps are common for Saguna Brahma Dhyanam and Nididhyasanam. Nirguna Brahma Dhyanam is Nididhyasanam. Saguna Brahma Dhyanam is Upasana. Nirguna Brahma Dhyanam is Nididhyasanam. But the preparatory steps are common, and that is what is going to be talked about in these 4 shlokas 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 5 shlokas. Let us read the next shloka number 10. Yogi yunjita satatam
Yogi yunjita satatam
atmanam ragasi stitah
Atmanam rahasi stitah
ekaki yata chittatma
ekaki yata chittatma
nirashira parigraha.
nirashira parigraha.
So yogi ragasi stitaha atmanam satatam yunjita san ekaki yatachitatma nirashira parigraha yogi ragasi stitaha. That is, the yogi is dhyana yogi. Here it is meditator yogi. So here is given the upadesha, the instruction that let his mind be absorbed in the dhyaya vishaya, the dhyaya vastu. Let his mind absorbed in dhyaya vastu. Okay, that is what is called meditation. When the mind becomes one with the dhyaya, that is dhyanam. That is what meditation is. What are the steps to be followed? The dhyanam, this meditation should be done in a place, in a quiet place. So in a quiet place where there is no disturbance. Therefore, only people go to caves and mountains, no disturbances. So therefore, going to a place of solitude, ekaki, alone. Solitude, you're going to a solitary place, not with the whole family. Ekaki, because meditation. Therefore, ekaki, without anyone around, alone. Alone to the alone, all the way it is alone. So therefore, since meditation is involved, therefore it doesn't require the support of others. Therefore, go alone. Ekaki. Ekakin. Ekaki. Ekakino. Ekakinah. Referring to the person. Ekaki son. And is Nirashira Parigraha. This person is Nirashihi. Yatachittatma Nirashihi. He doesn't have Asha, Nirashihi, free from Asha, and is Aparigraha. So Nirashihi. Nirashi means Asha means desire. So free from longings, Nirashihi. Because with the Asha you cannot sit in meditation. So therefore, you have to be a person who is free from Asha, longings. So therefore there is no pressure of the longings from inside. If you with the longing, if you close your eye and sit for meditation, then you will be meditating on the longings only, desires only. So let the mind be not disturbed by the desires. Therefore, you be free relatively from the desires. Therefore, you should have some You should have some commitment, and therefore Nirashi means not a uncheerful person. You should be triptaha. You should be satisfied with yourself. Therefore, you don't have longing for the objects or the people of the world, and therefore Nirashihi. So this satisfaction is relative satisfaction. You should be relatively satisfied with yourself. Then only you can sit for meditation. Meditation is not for the unsatisfied. Otherwise, his object of meditation will be the objects. Objects what he has been aspiring for. So Nirashihi is important. Aparigraha, you should be free from possessions. Therefore, Nirashihi, Ekaki, Aparigraha, therefore only Shankaracharya takes this yogi as a sannyasi. Why he takes a sannyasi? Because a grihastha cannot leave the family and go to a solitary place and immerse in sadhanam, jnanam. Therefore, Shankaracharya takes this person, yogi, as a sannyasi. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say this. Even a grihastha, some days in a month should take for himself and go to a place of solitary place of solitude, and commit himself to this dhyanam, chintanam, iti. So it can be for both, whether it is sannyasi or grihastha. He is ready, then he ekaki yatachittatma nirashira parigraha san satatam atmanam yunjita iti. Then yatachittatma, chitta meaning mind. Chitta meaning mind. So yataha, yatam chittam, chitta the mind, antakaranam. Antakaranam is yataha, yatam chittam, yatam chittatma, yena. Chittatma is antakaranam. So yataha chittatma yena. The antakaranam is won over or handled. Antakaranam is won over or handled or mastered by whom? That is called etachittatma. So here atma goes along with chitta. So etachittatma. Therefore, the one who has mastered his body and mind and senses. Etachittatma. Nirashihi, being free from ambitions. Aparigraha, not having any possessions. And ekaki, being alone. Then satatam, always or regularly, always. Yogi yunjita, yogi referring to this yoga rudaha, yogi should engage in yunjita, in dhyanam, yogi yunjita. So he should commit himself to nididhyasanam. He should sit for meditation. So therefore the meditator with the body and mind senses are completely relaxed. Etachittatma is nirashihi, ekaki, aparigraha san, ragasi. Ragasi is ragasya sthanam, the secret place where there is no disturbance. Stitaha san, yunjita, yunjita, may he commit himself to dhyanam. Iti. So, therefore finding a place which is free from disturbance, that is one thing, that is desha. Another thing is, that is preparation, that is, he has got self-mastery and is free from the pressures of desires and no possessions, so that he doesn't have to spend carrying that. So with this freedom, let him sit in a secret place, solitary place, and yunjita. Yunjita means nididhyasanam kuruta. Atmanam yunjita. Yunjita, yunj, chintayata. What is his object of chintanam? Atma. When? Satatam. Always. 24/7. So, satatam yunjita. Nididhyasanam kuruta. Atma chintanam kuruta iti. And further it is talked about what should be the where should be the asanam, and how the asanam, the seat, Asyate asminiti asanam, that on which the person sits and do meditation. Does meditation, that asanam, how it should be prepared, what should be the height, etc. That is talked about in the next shloka, 11th shloka. We will see. We will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद.